Well, Matthew...
Some of them are running right to the bank with those, yeah. Pardon?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Especially the people who are purveying them.
Mm-hmm.
We have a question for Monday from Matthew. I could not help but think the following. After listening to Melody and yourself discuss aging on the Radio Friday, do you happen to know the plastic surgeon that performed the work on Nazi Pelosi? Do you, Melody? I don't.
No.
He says, in my opinion, they did a very admirable job. She looks very good for someone well into their 80s. Perhaps under the new health care plan, she'll be able to afford an equally gifted neurosurgeon to fix the brain damage that she has.
Is she in her 80s?
You can see, no, but he says, this is satire.
Yes, okay.
In your latest forecast, you gave possible economic scenarios in regard to quantitative easing and impending market crash. Could you go into detail on how you see this playing out over the next month in relation to the stocks that you recommend and physical gold and silver as well? By the way, I greatly appreciate the honest integrity of both you and Melody. It is an honor to have found a place to get real information from. The quantitative easing, very simply, is a creation of money and credit. Wantonly, like there's just no tomorrow, in order to stave off the deflation, which is within the world economy, and particularly the United States. It has been, thus far, relatively successful, but the piper hasn't been paid yet. And eventually, it'll break down. Nobody want to borrow any money anymore. And lo and behold, the system will start to disintegrate from an inflationary situation to a deflationary one. And once deflation has grabbed hold, it'll never look back. And that, once it happens, will probably put the world economically and financially on its knees, not for a year or two. It's going to last a long time. And had they purged the system by forcing our 19 major banks and brokerage houses to go bankrupt, the problem would have been long gone and over by now. Sure, there would have been a lot of financial blood in the streets, but that's the way our system is set up. And there's a game to be played here. And the game is being played by these illuminists in the way that they want it to, because they want to bring us to our knees. I got one more question to do with Acorn. Barack Obama, during the primary, stated to his Acorn crowd that he would call upon and assist in implementing his agenda or transformation of America should he become president. And how many czars has Obama selected as members who are former members of Acorn, CU, or Apollo, besides Van Jones and Mark Lloyd? It's a question. I don't know. Do you?
No, I thought we went over those questions. He must have resent them. He must have not heard them on Friday.
I can't even remember.
I think we went through those questions. But, they're great questions. Go ahead. Redo them. They're great.
And so I don't have the answer who else was involved that is currently involved in the administration or as a czar or something. Two, now that the House and the Senate have overwhelmingly voted to stop all funding of Acorn and are calling for investigations, is Obama going to sign any bills regarding this, or will he veto any legislation regarding these groups? And I think he'd veto it. You agree, Melody?
I agree.
Okay, we'll pick this up at the other half.
All right. Stay tuned, folks. We'll be back after these few short messages. Send us your questions. Discount Gold and Silver at Yahoo Survival, sponsored by Discount Gold and Silver Trading, 1-800-375-4188 for all your gold and silver coin needs, and of course for the copy of the International Forecaster, 800-375-4188. And Bob, tell us about the International Forecaster, please.
Prices.
Bob, tell us about the International Forecaster, please.
The forecast is about business, finance, economic, social, and political issues, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Right, Melody?
Right.
Melody's got a great story to tell you.
I do?
Very informative. Anyway, the forecaster is published on Wednesdays and Saturdays, and it's about 35 or 40 pages each time. And we have a hard copy for those of you who are not on the Internet that goes out twice a month. If you would like to go to our site, that address is theinternationalforecaster.com. Theinternational, FORECASTER.com, or you can email us at bob@intforecaster.com. That's Bob at intforecaster.com, or you can get a free copy by either email or hard copy by also calling Melody. And Melody, that number is?
My number, 800-375-4188 here at Discount Gold and Silver Trading for your complimentary issue and, of course, all your gold and silver coin needs. Give us a call at 800-375-4188. And when we get to the gentleman's question about the 90% silver and the walking limbs, we'll talk about that. He's one of the questions that came in today. I'm already losing my voice today.
Well, that's why I've been going slow here, because I'm kind of losing my voice as well. And, Monday's a hard day. I have 9 programs.
It's interesting, Bob. The reason I was telling you about Lebanon, Pennsylvania, was about the immigration. Pennsylvania lost 8,800 jobs last month, and a recent report that was by the Labor Department, Bureau of Labor Statistics, showed that 42 states lost jobs last month, with Pennsylvania losing 8,800 jobs. So when you have 15 million Americans out of work and most states continuing to lose jobs on a monthly basis, it's completely absurd that the United States can still continue to hand out 100,000 green cards each month. So the email that I got showed that, and I was telling Bob when I went home this weekend to Lebanon, Pennsylvania, the town is just disintegrating because they encourage illegal immigrants to come to Lebanon to get on welfare. It's advertised in various states, New York, to move to Lebanon because the welfare is very easy to get on. And so they come in there, and mainly now you have the city has become a welfare city. That's all that's there, people on welfare. So all these businesses have just moved out. The town is shutting down. There aren't any businesses. The only thing they have anymore is fast food and pharmacies. It is amazing. And, the areas that I grew up with, heck, they a perfectly viable business. It was a restaurant, a long-time restaurant, bar restaurant. They bulldozed it to put up a pharmacy. It's just, it is just amazing. It's very sad to see these. And this isn't the only town. When you go through across the country, you have the devastation with the auto industries in Detroit and these areas that we've seen for years and years. We've seen the steel factories move out. You have, the Bethlehem Steel. That was a very big thing going on in Lebanon, and now these factories are just crumbling, and it's a sign of what has happened. And it's every time you go there, you kind of get a little emotional about it because it's just didn't have to be this way.
It's the story of America. And, I read a report from a libertarian publisher who publishes somewhat of the same kind of things that I do. And he ranted and raved about how tariffs added to the problems of the Depression. And, I don't know what's wrong with these free thinkers. They just don't get it. There wouldn't be an America in the sense and way that we've known it if we did not have tariffs. We don't have hardly any tariffs anymore. And look what's happened to our country.